Like the man in the cocoon, I will howl at the moon. People are gonna lose all respect for our songs.
I've already lost all
this.
respect for us.
Hi, we're called TopHouse. This is our podcast. It's called the TopHouse Podcast.
And in this episode, we're going to try and say Liquid Death so many times that they sponsor us.
Yeah. Wow.
Liquid Death.
That's the spirit, William. Let them have it.
Well,
Go
today's
on.
episode is about songwriting.
Ah,
Yeah. Well, it's, about songwriting and songwriters, not just ourselves, but across the universe.
It's not only about songwriting and songwriters, it's about the songs that those songwriters write.
Yeah.
where are you looking when you talk? You just kind of look.
Looks like you're looking at.
Are you contemplating as?
I'm talking to the angels.
Oh,
You guys
okay.
wouldn't understand.
Oh, wow.
You're going to fail the Turing test again in this episode?
Okay. So here's the thing. We're going to dive right into this. And we're going to start this off with some questions that honestly, this is going to be kind of a tough question to answer. Who do you think is the best songwriter of our generation?
Oh, man. Our generation, meaning somebody that's
I guess like
roughly
currently doing it right now.
1 or 2 years old and younger.
Yeah. Let's go with like,
You want to extend it?
yeah, let's go with like this kind of generation's music. Cause I mean, there are some legends who are obviously still alive writing songs, and maybe we can get to that, but maybe like the current, like kind of what we grew up on that's coming out like currently, I don't know, current artists.
Yeah.
Who's the best songwriter?
Man.
I think this is
about
the
it.
toughest question ever because
I mean, I think we at least got to throw a vote in for Taylor Goldsmith.
I was going to say Taylor Goldsmith too.
'cause, like,
He's one of the best.
It's crazy. I listen to their songs and I'm like, why do I even have a pencil and paper? I'm
Yeah.
like-
Mhm. Yeah.
Let me think. I'm
Is your hedgehog going to fall off the table, William?
Oh no, she's pretty good. I've got her.
You
Here she
you
tries.
seem distracted. I'm going to go through some random Spotify artists here.
I'm trying to think,
Just
like,
see
who
what I
are some
can
like
think
the
of.
big, like, major artists who write their own songs, who are like songwriters? Like, I'm trying to think, like,
Maybe Chris Stapleton.
Chris Stapleton,
I'm just gonna
I
throw
really
out
love-
Chief Coopray.
Chief Coopray. He's probably the biggest of our
Yeah,
generation.
he is the most recorded USA music star worldwide.
Yeah. 10 million fans worldwide.
Worldwide.
Pitbull. Gosh, I don't even know. Like,
I know.
I feel like one of my problems is I don't listen to like anything
that much news.
that's like I don't listen to what's currently like coming out besides like the artists that I already listen to. I'm really bad at discovering new artists, but
Well, maybe we can extend the question then. What about just in general?
well, let's dwell on this. Like,
Well, I am. I'm scanning.
you're
through.
scanning through
Yeah,
like your
I'm
Spotify.
looking. So when we say songwriting, are we talking primarily lyrically and just like? So what I'm asking is like less musically necessarily, not no music, but just like
Yeah.
more just how the song's lyrics come across in the arrangement. Say.
Yeah, I guess so. I
Something
always
like
feel like
that.
they're so connected.
I
It's
know.
not like the delivery of lyrics is so important.
But like
But
sometimes, you
let's
think
like
of a
focus.
song.
Let's focus on the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are plenty of like songs that I like for like almost strictly the musical aspect. I feel
Mhm.
like I tend to listen
Totally.
to songs for music first.
Maybe it would be
So-
good to like set a
You
to
seem
set,
distracted, William. What's going on?
No, there's nothing going on.
Okay.
maybe it'd be good to set like some parameters for how we might like what constitutes good songwriting, because it's kind of subjective, you know, like everyone probably has their own idea of what the best song ever is. And
well, it's subjective to us because the question is to us. So, you know,
right. So, I mean, so I guess like, what are your parameters for like what makes a songwriter? Like, why would you put Taylor Goldsmith? Like, why do you say him right away? Like, what are the things that you look for in good songwriting?
So let me think. This might be a bit stream of conscious, but I feel like as a person who listens to music first, meaning I tend to hear the music before I hear the lyrics. And this could go on for like years. I might listen to a song for like 4 years, and then finally one day I listen to the lyrics and I'm like, wow, I actually like the lyrics of this song too. And you know, that's maybe the best scenario. So as someone who listens to music first, that I guess has to grab me in some way. But on rare occasions, some just like tasty line, just like words that just kind of roll off the tongue in the best way, or that just ask a question that's really thought-provoking or something like that, can grab my attention too. And I feel like Dawes did that, because I honestly wasn't super into them musically the first couple times I heard. But then for them, it's been the flip where I've really enjoyed the lyrics, and then through that, I've grown to really love the music and to dive in and find more of their music that I liked. Anyway, so
I'd throw out that like good songwriting is creating a song that moved people in a way that they enjoyed. And I'm talking specifically here about like popular music. Like I think there's also a lot of merit in music that move people in ways that like challenge them. But like in kind of the context of like what we're doing, what we're talking about, and like, you know, songs on TikTok or something, like music that like people, you know, like whether that's like they connect with it because they're angry or sad or happy, or if they connect with it because it's catchy and it makes them want to dance, like these are effective songs. And then kind of that's like the top level, like what is good songwriting? It's a song that achieves that. And there's the layer below that. How does one achieve that? How does one write a song that makes someone happy or want to dance, or, you know, like or like that, you know, helps them connect with their past in some way?
Oh, Truesdale.
Oh yeah,
I actually
they're
like.
great.
I really love Truesdale, and they.
Is that how you say their name?
I think so. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry.
I don't know
if it's Trousdale. I think it's Truesdale.
They're great though.
But their songs, I guess when I think of their songwriting, I think of it differently from like Taylor Goldsmith's, in that everything flows and is put together in such a well-constructed way, but a way that's also interesting or also fun. I feel like that's a tough balance to strike when you're writing a song. So I'm going to lump Truesdale in there too.
Yeah, I feel like I really like lyrics that kind of like, I don't know. I don't even know how to phrase this. Like kind of like go somewhere where it's like maybe the theme of the song like changes in an unexpected way. And that's, I mean, going back to Dawes, I feel like we could just, you know, I could talk about their songwriting like all day, but, you know, like where it's like or like a song that like starts out and you think it's about something, and then there's like one line in the bridge that like, it's almost like this missing puzzle piece, and all of a sudden you realize the song was about something else the whole time. You know, like it sounds like it's a breakup song, but then there's like this puzzle piece that goes in, and all of a sudden you realize it's a song about like commitment, you know, or
Fanatic by TopHouse.
Yeah. I love that kind of thing. Or like, yeah, like a song that like, I like I love it when a song has a glimmer of like hope to it, but it's still a sad song.
Kind of like Let the Bodies Hit the Floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which lyric about that really gets you, William?
I think just the word bodies. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
That's well said.
But the yeah, like, because I love a good sad song. I really love sad songs. I love like I feel like whenever I listen to Noah Kahn, I'm like depressed, but it's like a good. It's like
Yeah.
you know, you're like, oh, I feel so wistful, you know, for whatever it
Yeah.
is, and it's like kind of this wistfulness. And I think Noah Kahn's an amazing songwriter. But I personally love like something that's like that might start like that, where it makes you feel wistful and sad, but then there's like something, and maybe it's like the whole album in general is like this, you know, or maybe it's individual songs, but it kind of like leads you somewhere else as well. And I think that's, I really love songwriting like that. That kind of, it doesn't just evoke an emotion in you, but it also like challenges you, or like, I don't know, makes you like think about that emotion maybe, and like maybe offers some way of, you know, I don't know if it's coping or just like thinking about it differently, or having a change in perspective or whatever it is. Like, I think I always like that in a song.
I know what you mean. I feel like I've written a handful of sad songs that were just like, you know, a pity party of one in some sense. And I think they're important songs for me to write. But I remember being like, man, I think this is just too sad because I guess ultimately I don't know what I would. I don't know if there's much of a goal in music other than just like expression of a perspective maybe, but like I don't know what I would be getting out of releasing or like showing a bunch of people these like deeply sad songs, you know, just for someone else to, even if they empathize,
Wow,
I don't want to
really
make them
sad.
super sad,
Yeah.
you know? So not to
There's
say
like-
that there's no importance to it, but
Yeah.
what I mean is like there's that blend of like making it a sad song, but it's a little more on the wistful side. It's not just like, you know, take the little color wheel slider thing and just go to the darkest possible version of whatever, you know.
Yeah. And it's like, again, it's hard to say anything like this with absolute, like there's no absolutes here, you know. It's like, because sometimes just a purely sad song is kind of exactly what you need in a certain situation, you know. And it's like, it's awesome that exists, I suppose. But I think if it's all that, then you're kind of left in a worse spot than you were before, probably. It's like, I feel like for me, and you know, I think a great songwriting reflects the Lord of the Rings in a sense. That's like, I think that we talked about, or I think maybe I mentioned this on a previous episode, but one of the things I love about the Lord of the Rings, about like the way it all wraps up, is that you finish the book and you feel really sad, but you also feel like really like full. Like it's like really good. Like everybody leaves and they go west, and Sam is like, I'm sad now. But it's also like wholesome, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's not just like a fake, like happy, like and everyone lived happily ever after and it was great and the end. But it's like there's something really sad about it, and you can like feel that, but you're also like, you feel like full too, you know? You're like, oh, like that's a good feeling of sadness. I don't know. Like,
I mean, maybe it's just a reason behind the sadness.
It may be.
What was the reason for them going west? I feel like in the movie, Frodo was just like, I have to go. Now, Sam. Is there more in the book, or is that?
I don't know. I mean, his reason is like, it's like he returns home, and there's like a great line, at least in the book, that's like, you know, he like wants to go home to the Shire and like live there, but it's like, it's not the fact that the Shire's changed, but the fact that he's changed so much that he can't enjoy the Shire anymore. And so he, you know, he was given the opportunity to sail west, and so he takes that opportunity. I feel like this is a major tangent. But,
this is
but I mean,
probably
it's
important.
It's also
though,
like inspiring, you know. It's like these are the things that inspire like me as a songwriter. So it's like,
well, and what I was getting at is there's like a reason behind the sadness. It's not necessarily just sadness for sadness' sake.
Does that mean that when you're writing a song and it's a sad song, or even if it's any sort of song, there always has to be kind of like an underlying motive? Like there always has to be like two layers of motive, or I'm trying to understand like the kind of how it's like
Probably.
how you formulate
For a
that.
sad
I
song.
mean,
Yeah.
I feel like a song that just hovers, lyrically speaking, is less satisfying than one that has some kind of a motive throughout. At least
Well,
to me.
Think of like, this is a great example. Like our dueling EPs, Theory and Practice.
By TopHouse.
By TopHouse, TM.
Sponsored by Liquid Death,
trademark.
except not actually sponsored by Liquid Death.
Trying to get sponsored by Liquid Death.
I feel like there's like if there's something that deeply affects me in a sad way, and I'm like, oh, I'm really sad about this thing, I'm going to write a song about it. There's like kind of this like, that's like kind of writing about like the practice in your life, like, oh, like I just went through a terrible breakup, or I just like, I don't know, I've been depressed, or like whatever it is. And there's like kind of that practice, like this is just what life is, like, hard knocks, like, oh, this kind of sucks. So, you write a song about it. I feel like if that's where you end, you're just like, I'm just writing this song about the breakup, the end. It just kind of leaves you in like, like the same spot. And it's like therapeutic. And I'm speaking for my own, just like writing here, I guess, but it can be therapeutic, but it doesn't actually like lead me anywhere, like out of it. It just kind of like writing a song. But then like the theory that like, you kind of like base your life on like these principles, or like what you want to do, or like how you want to grow. And so I feel like trying to weave that like sort of theory into the sadness kind of like leaves you in like a better spot, because like you might write a song about something really terrible, but then like, you kind of like end it with like this hopeful note of like, oh, and I'm growing, I'm going to grow through this painful process. And, the rain brings the flowers, like whatever kind of metaphor or analogy that you use in a song. Like, I feel like that's always really powerful for me, at least, like kind of implementing those two things together. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So it has some kind of direction to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't just kind of hover.
Yeah.
Although the hover songs, I feel like, can be really important to get to those songs.
Yeah.
It's almost
Yeah,
like
that's true.
important in a sense of like, sometimes you just got to like write stuff down.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be heard,
Mhm.
Just got to write it down.
Lament, just be
Mhm.
sad.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, no, I think that they're both great. I think that it's like, maybe it's just like in general, like as a writer, you like want to see, like, I think if someone's entire career is just writing songs that's like, these are all sad, then I kind of eventually lose like interest in what they're writing about. But even if there's like, like maybe the first album's sad and then the next album, there's like a little more hope to it, or like something, I don't know. And like that's what I like in a songwriter. But who are some other artists that are phenomenal writers? Who's the best songwriter of all time in all generations?
We're not allowed to use Chief Coop, right?
We already said that. Yeah.
All generations that I know about. Got to put a vote in for Brian Wilson, probably. Because he, like, all the way around, he was able to do like kind of ooey gooey surf rock, surfer girl type songs lyrically. But he was really sort of, seems like, fearless in pursuing interesting combinations of songs that still feel familiar at the same time. And it's like, I don't know if I ever get tired of listening to certain Beach Boys songs. Like, you can just kind of always go back to them.
Is that more of an arrangement thing or more of a songwriting thing? Or are they connected?
I think they're connected. That's what's a little tricky, but they're definitely connected, from a composition aspect, purely musically, but then it's like a lyrical aspect, the way Like I might not even know the words to the whole rest of the song, but I can be like, wouldn't it be nice if we were older? You know, you just like attach to certain things.
Mhm.
And I feel like the Beach Boys songs, some of those songs are like just really attachable in that sense. So gotta throw a vote out there for Brian Wilson.
I feel too much pressure to answer this question.
I know. I wanna marinate on it and try and think of some
I'm
more.
gonna-
Are you looking through artists too?
No, I'm going to give Andy a call and see what he thinks.
Go back to
For those of you that
scanning through artists.
don't know why it's 3 of us here, not 4 of us, let me tell you why. Because as we're filming this episode, Andy has recently been having some back things going on, and so he was not able to make it to filming. But he is at home, and he's available for us to give him a little call here. And so I'm pretty interested in what he would say. Andy's such a great songwriter. He has such a knack for like finding good songs too.
Yeah.
So let's see if he answers the phone. This Liquid Death is really good.
You like Liquid Death?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
That makes multiple.
We need to leave a
products.
message for Andy.
Andy,
Who's the best songwriter of all time?
please let us know.
Okay, talk to you later.
In the meantime,
He didn't answer his phone.
I found Theo Katzman.
Oh,
I'm not going to all-time status here. I'm going back to like great songwriters that I really like. Whatever the earlier question was. Theo Katzman.
Hmm.
Man, have you listened to much Theo Katzman?
not a whole lot.
Yeah. Gosh, you can just listen to the song. It doesn't matter like how slow or how fast they are. They just kind of like just grip you. Grip you real good.
I've been really liking. My gosh, why am I blanking on the name? It's like the Fire and Rain song, or whatever. James Taylor.
Oh yeah.
I think James Taylor is a great songwriter. Or like John Denver, you know?
That style.
Just like-
yeah.
Yeah. I
Classic.
love just like that it just like evokes these like images, you know, and you're just like, oh yeah, like I can see the song. I can see misty mountain mornings in the Great Plains or whatever he's singing about in West
Brandy
Virginia.
Carlisle.
Brandy Carlisle is phenomenal.
Brandy Carlisle is
Yeah,
fantastic
that whole like
songwriter.
style and genre.
What about Ray? Ray LaMontagne.
Ray Skywalker.
Ray LaMontagne.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, it's like that vibe, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like different songwriters just capture like the perfect vibes. I feel like I've never really thought of putting like, you know, Brandy Carlisle and like James Taylor in the same category, but it kind
It's
of
kind of there.
I
She's a little-
kinda see that.
She's a little
Yeah.
more rockin' maybe, but yeah.
okay. What is the current state of songwriting today?
You know, it's funny. Jesse and I were talking about something on the last drive back from Rochester. That one thing we're not a fan of, that's kind of a modern phenomenon, is having like 50 songwriters writing one popular song backed by 20 producers. Like, it's like,
Mhm.
it seems like what you end up with is kind of like something very mid. You know, it's like, and I'm all for collaboration, but I feel like that's less collaboration and more like a giant committee of people trying to decide whether to say yeah or wow. You know, like no loading. And I don't know. I don't like it, and I don't like the songs it generates.
Yeah. Like kind of the formulaic songwriting. I feel like that's a huge, I mean, it's probably kind of always been there, but it feels like it's, yeah, more and more pronounced, especially with the whole idea, like nowadays, the only way to like promote a song is by getting it to blow up. So I feel like kind of the formula has become even more prevalent because people are like, well, if the hook's not within the first 15 seconds, nobody's going to listen.
Right.
And I think it's kind of a bummer that I don't know, just makes so many things sound the same. Like I can't tell you like who's on the radio if I turn on a radio because I'm like, it could be any one of, I don't know.
I feel like
there's some
flip
standouts.
side
But
to it too. You know, there's the more independent or grassroots artists that will write a song that's like 5 or 6 minutes long that doesn't need to be 5 or 6 minutes long, and it might be a really great song, that could be condensed, not for commercial purposes, but just to get to make a concise point, I guess. It's kind of probably impossible to say what the state of songwriting is, because there's probably so many awesome songwriters that we just don't hear about for
definitely
reasons of the size of the earth. And then there are other songwriters you hear about that you're like, okay, they're doing the thing. But
I think it's interesting, and I get why this is the way it is, but if say one song has a lot of success, that was let's say there's a songwriter who's writing for a bunch of artists and one of their songs blows up. I always find it interesting that then that songwriter can go out and write for a bunch more artists. And I understand why that is, because there's this has been it's proven that this person's song connected with people, that it was able to blow up. But yeah, like you said, there's so many people writing good songs that it's kind of sad if one person gets all the, I don't know, all the
attention,
writing,
all the love.
I don't know.
I will say, I don't think that, maybe this is a naive perspective, I don't think the state of songwriting is much different than it has been since pop music became a thing, or even the Billboard top hits in 1950 or whatever. I feel like you can go back to the 50s and find songs that are literally 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
Maybe a minute and 40 seconds long. I think people have always been trying to write songs that are short, sweet, to the point, and very sellable. And then there have been other people that have been nah, man, I need the 3-minute solo in here. So I don't know if it's really changed that much. I think the flavors have, and the lingo. We talk about email addresses now.
I guess good writing is just good writing. Even if there is a committee writing it, they can still come out with some good things. I think relatability is always important. Who's singing the song is a big thing, which is there's the kind of the trope of country artist from the city singing about driving a tractor, and it's you wonder if they've ever driven a tractor, or at least I do. And then you've got your people who are we just talking about? What's his name? Great songwriter.
Dawes?
No, the other day, I'm blanking on his name. Deep voice.
Coulter Wall?
Coulter Wall.
Oh.
Yeah. Then you've got someone like Coulter Wall who you you listen to his stuff and then you're wow, he's singing about his life, I can relate, because he's obviously relating to his own music, I think that's big.
But it's tricky because I feel when you're writing a song, you don't want to focus on relatability or the length of the song or commercializing it or really anything. I feel you're just trying to tell the truth as you see it.
See, I think that's the thing though, is you don't have to focus on relatability, but you can focus on being genuine.
Yeah.
And there's there's a way to genuinely talk about an issue even if you don't fully understand it. There's also a way to talk about something you think you're relating to the kids, but you're actually not. You don't know what you're talking about. And
I mean, I guess even I don't know. There's also something fun about just writing a dumb song that has nothing to do with anything in your life. But that's more
it's
almost
still genuine, though.
A practice.
I think it's still genuine. I mean, I think you can genuinely have a song that's maybe some deep emotional ballad, and then another song about dancing in a Walmart. If you genuinely have felt those emotions, I don't see anything wrong with those two things as competing ideas.
I'm more talking about writing a song about
sinking a dog.
Or maybe a punk rock song about a
Shut up, Will. You're ruining my theories. Are these bands that
living
these bands
in
can go named
one light
right?
town?
yeah.
We can
I think we're actually going to get to that a little bit.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
So,
then I won't say anything about the Cornfield Boys just yet.
Yeah.
Or Steadfast.
Okay.
We don't talk about that band.
Well, clearly
Liquid Death.
we have no idea what we're talking about with songwriting, which is, I don't know. I feel like I'm like no expert at all on who's out there writing good music, but it's apparently all subjective and everything's great.
You just need a bunch of people that aren't good at a thing to come along because they don't think inside the box. They don't think outside the box. They don't even know that the box exists. They just do things.
That's true.
And maybe that pushes us along.
So maybe we don't know. Oh, hey, look, Andy's calling me.
Oh,
this is perfect.
What do we have to ask him? Oh, who's the greatest songwriter?
Andy.
Shoot, sorry, am I too late?
No, we're still recording the episode. Did you get our message?
We're still watching the hedgehog watch.
Oh, well, the message was, who is the best songwriter of all time? Or of our generation? Or both?
The best songwriter of all time? Wow. Now,
actually,
a question.
let me go back and ask you the question that we just talked about a little bit. Like, what makes good songwriting in your opinion?
I think songwriting is good if it is able to capture and express a feeling accurately, be it through the lyrics or the music, but ideally both intertwined.
Wow.
That's well said.
Yeah.
So
we spent like 15
who's doing
minutes
that
trying to say
the
that.
best way in these current days?
And you can't say TopHouse.
Or Liquid Death.
Or Chief Kufre.
Or Chief Kufre.
Or Steadfast.
Or Steadfast. I believe Steadfast with yeah.
I'm an emo.
We don't talk.
Gosh. Let me think about that for just a moment. It's kinda
It's a big question.
It is a big question. I mean, there's so many sort of cliche answers. Like you could say Paul McCartney, because I feel like he did a lot that was really game changing.
Or I could make it easier and just ask you, like, who are some of your favorite songwriters?
That's a better question. I mean, Ben Folds for sure. I think Ben Folds is a great songwriter. I'm not like the biggest fan, but I can like see that Jason Isbell is a really incredible songwriter.
Yeah.
Gosh, okay. Ben Folds, Alec Benjamin, who released an album I think he's still doing music and stuff, but he had an album in like 2019 that blew me away with its writing. And last but certainly not least, I'm just going to stick with my Mount Rushmore of songwriters is going to have Ben Folds on it. And then Jason Isbell, like, down at the visitor center taking a picture.
Wow. That's great.
Is it a Mount Rushmore of one?
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's more like the new Crazy Horse statue in South Dakota.
Yeah.
Ben Folds is your
just
Crazy
Ben Folds
Horse.
Being slowly chipped away out of a mountain over many years.
Like, they tell us that the statue's eventually going to be there, but they've been doing it so long that you just give up hope that you'll see the final version.
Yeah. Wow. Do you have any other things you'd like to talk about with songwriting?
I just love it. And I think some people, it comes easily, and maybe not easily. There's also discipline involved. Me personally, I'm one of those people who I feel like I write maybe one good song a year. And I don't know if that's just lack of discipline or, I'm just too harsh of a critic on myself in the initial process where I give up. But then some people write a good song every day. Some people write 2 good songs every day. Dolly Parton wrote 2 of her biggest hits on the same day.
Wow. It's pretty amazing.
And that's just how some people are.
Think we can get Dolly on the podcast?
Can we get Dolly on, Nate?
I think did she have a wine out?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We could start our own like book thing for kids.
Oh,
that's right.
Dude, I'd
and try and like beat her book thing
and try
for
to
kids.
like compete with her.
Yeah.
And then maybe she'll feel
like if we can get more kids reading books than she can, she'll be like, I
All right, I'll
go
get on
that
the show.
podcast.
We
You know-
could set William up as like the anti Dolly Parton.
The anti-Parton.
Oh wow.
The I'm not gonna lie, you can't spell TopHouse without you as an excellent children's book title.
Wow. What if we had a TopHouse children's book?
That,
Wow.
we'll leave that to you guys.
Right now, can't you?
Wow, just the ABCs of TopHouse.
Andy, thank you for your time.
Absolutely, my pleasure
I
as
hope-
always.
That your brain starts to catch up with
Me too.
your body, but that you
But that your body gets better with your brain
I
at the same
appreciate
time.
all your words, gentlemen, and you stay safe out there.
or we will.
Will do.
All right. Bye, Andy.
Bye, Andy.
Bye.
I just want to throw out there that the reason that I haven't really contributed much to the best songwriter conversation is a lot of my knowledge is in classical stuff. So my answer would be Bach, but that's not quite the right type of music.
I like the Mount Rush or Andy's analogy. Like, who's on your Mount
Who's on
Rushmore,
your Mount Rushmore?
of songwriting?
Yeah.
I also feel like so ashamed that I didn't say Jason Isbell because he's one of my favorite songwriters.
Yeah, I haven't listened
I
to
think
much Jason
he's
Isbell.
absolutely phenomenal. Who's like just on your songwriting, but like band? Like, what are artists that are on your Mount Rushmore? Like, don't think too hard about the songwriting, even just like artists that are on your Mount Rushmore of music and songwriting and just all that. I'll go first.
You should go first, Joe.
Okay. I think, let's see, if I had to pick, if it's a Mount Rushmore, does that mean it's 4?
I think so.
Yep.
Okay.
Aren't you like from South Dakota? Go ahead. Continue.
So I would say we already talked about Taylor Goldsmith from Dawes.
Oh,
Love Dawes. I really love, there's this band that probably nobody knows called The Classic Crime. And I think it's Matthew McDonald is the songwriter. And I absolutely love their songwriting. It's just like, it's kind of exactly what I was talking about, where it's like, there'll be songs like they just like know how to like evoke that like feeling that's almost like, can be like despair or like just the, just being sad or hopeless or whatever. And then they like, boom, like turn it around and you're like, whoa, this is cool. Love The Classic Crime. Wow. I feel like saying Jason Isbell now is almost like cheating because Andy just said that, but I'm not sure if he'd be on my like Mount Rushmore as like subjectively like who I've listened to like the most for their songwriting, but he is definitely up there. I would say the Avid Bros. Some of my favorite songwriters of all time, probably. And then
there's some great songwriters. Yeah.
I think they're absolutely phenomenal. And just like the way they arrange things, like the music is just all feels, talking about like genuineness, it's like some of the most genuine sounding music of all time. Like, and just like the way it's delivered and everything. I think they're absolutely phenomenal. And then, so what do we have? We've got the Avett Bros.
Do
the
they
Classic
count?
Crime.
Do each of them get a head on Mount Rushmore? Or are they
Dawes.
like one sort of like
I'm just going to put them both
dual,
up there together so I can have
like
one
that
more.
sheep that was 2 sheep at once?
And then
These little hedgehog tracks on the plane.
it's amazing. I'm like really afraid. I don't want to be responsible for this
Yeah.
hedgehog falling off the
How do you
table.
call them?
Come here,
Hog.
nature hedgehog.
Hello. What do you mean she keeps escaping? You set her down and then we watch her walk away slowly. That's not an escape.
You'll see, y'all. She's antsy today.
I gotta throw a vote out there for the Civil Wars. Kind of
Oh,
forgot, but
yeah.
I wish I remembered their names beyond the Civil Wars. But anyway, they are, even in their own individual music, they're great songwriters. But like together, man, I was such a big Civil Wars fan. I think they only released like 2
yeah.
albums.
You know, if I had to create a Mount Rushmore, and I wasn't going to put a huge amount of thought into it, I'm going to just throw Bach, Nickel Creek.
They're all
Paganini.
one like mutated head on
Yeah.
there. Okay,
Bach.
Nickel Creek,
Yes.
Paganini.
Yeah, they're all just one kind of
Yeah.
one feature from
Yeah.
each member.
They're like a flower, just like they all stem from the same band. But then, yep, next.
But yeah, Paganini, if I didn't say that. And I think I'm just going to very randomly throw the Beatles on there. Not because I even think like they're the quote-unquote absolute best songwriters, but because like their music has just spawned so much of everything, you know, and in that way they are some of the most like influential songwriters of our era.
I feel like I have to put Taylor Goldsmith on there for sure. I already said Brian Wilson. I'm going to put Brian Wilson on there. It's kind of random, but I feel like maybe the Eagles. They're just like so iconic and just like straddled that line between like country and rock and whatever else. Growing up as a kid, Boston. Loved me some Boston. And I'm just going to say that.
It's beautiful.
Maybe we should do this regularly and just like
It'll
change our
every
Mount
time,
Rushmore every episode.
Okay, let's move to this next question here, and we're gonna kind of pivot away from like what's good songwriting and, you know, who are our favorite songwriters and everything. Let's like talk a little bit about like our own songwriting, because we are
in a band.
Yeah. And we write songs. So,
Liquid Death.
Question we get all the time, as does probably anybody who writes songs, is like, what's your process of writing songs? And I feel like everyone has their own answer, and probably everyone's answer is different per song, or at least if you're anything like us. But like, what do our individual songwriting sort of methods look like, or our approach to songwriting as individuals? And what's our approach to songwriting as a band, like as TopHouse? How do we build those songs together?
I'm thinking right now of at least two different ways that songs seem to come together for me. One of those ways is I'll just sit in a room, you know, and just kind of noodle, with the only objective being to create something. I usually don't pressure myself to create a full song. If I do end up creating a full song, it doesn't have to be good. I could just have fun with it or whatever. It could be just like 8 bars of some cool little idea that doesn't go anywhere. But I have a whole folder on my computer of just things like that. Everything from a few bars to a couple of like gross like demo songs. And so oftentimes it'll just be me sitting in a room and just kind of noodling and seeing what's there. And then if I think I've come across something, I'll usually bring it to the fellas and see how it grows from that point. You know, usually I'll kind of leave a little room instrumentally for each person to take it and run with it and change it up a little bit. But then, I'll just kind of see if it goes anywhere from there. I'm usually, almost every time that I'm writing songs in this way, I'm like all hopped up on coffee. And so I think whatever I'm doing is like the greatest thing in the world. And I get so excited. And so I'm like, okay, I know I'm hopped up on coffee right now. I'm just going to set this aside for a day or two to the best of my ability, and then see if I still like it in a day or two. So that's one way. The other way, oftentimes there will be a lingering feeling or even a phrase that I just like can't quite get out of my head. And lingering in the sense of I might just be thinking about it for like 4 months, not really doing anything with it, sort of just letting the whatever feeling it is build. And then eventually it'll kind of just show up. It'll show itself in the writing. And for that reason, I keep a little note on my phone. I just call it Seeds, kind of stealing from Rick Rubin's book. I think he called them Seeds too, but I just call it Seeds, and it's like little phrases, cool sounding words that sound cool together. You know, maybe an idea that's not exact, but I just kind of write it down just in case it ever goes away. Yeah, and sometimes songs just come out of that. That one's a little more rare, I'd say. usually it's just kind of sitting down and creating something. So those are the two that come to mind for me.
I write the least number of songs out of everyone here. I'm very similar to Andy in that, like, if I write, I probably write like a song, maybe 2 songs a year. And that's honestly fine because a lot of my, like, kind of my main thing is playing violin. But when I do play violin, when I do play a song, or when I write a song is the word I'm looking for. When I write a song, there's a lot of hovering around a specific phrase and then kind of building both directions from that phrase. So it's like, you know, the phrase usually represents kind of the feeling, and then the song can kind of transform from there. So like, I was writing like a really purdy song about like a nice day out at the lake, and just kind of wanted to write like a I love nature, it's so nice out here sort of song. And the line was the sun rises up and over the mountaintops. And then like the next line, which I completed like a month later, like I picked the song back up. I was sad, and so then it became and tears rain gently from the clouds. And so then like I just kind of pieced together the song from there. You end up with a completed song, sometimes totally detached from the original meaning. And I don't know, yeah, that it's I don't know, that's my writing style, I guess. I have a hard time finishing a song if I don't feel particularly passionate about it. And a litmus test I use that the others say is a bad idea, so don't do this, is if I forget how the song goes, I decide it's bad. Because I'm like, well, it's not catchy enough. But
that
we
song,
don't endorse that idea.
The song that you mentioned is for everyone listening. It's called "Wish You Well," and it's on Hopes and Fears, and it's a great song.
Song by TopHouse.
I feel like most of my songs are kind of in that, like, I guess to use your terminology or Rick Rubin's terminology, the seed category. Probably like almost all of them, with like a few exceptions, where it's like I'll have an idea that just kind of bounces around my head for a long time, and then all of a sudden, like a riff or like a tune will pop in, and I kind of try to merge the two together. Or like I have a notebook that, I'll just like dash down little, like one-liners, whether it's something that, popped into my head or something I read somewhere, or whatever it is. I'll just like dash down all these one-liners, and then normally like, like if I have like some kind of musical idea pop up, I'll like go through my whole notebook and try to figure out like, okay, which one-liner kind of fits this musical vibe that I have in my head, and then I'll try to build from that. But
more often than not, for me, the music evokes words. Meaning, I don't know if I could take a couple stanzas from a poem and very successfully put them to music. Like I could physically do it, you know what I mean? But when I'm writing, it usually comes from some musical inspiration. When I'm writing lyrics, it comes from some musical inspiration. Like one of the deepest and most profound songs that I think I've ever written is a song called Airport by TopHouse. Yeah. And that just started as this weird timing little riff thing on mandolin. And I was just having fun with it. And I was like, wouldn't it be dumb if this song was like, going to the airport, everybody looking so fly. And so I was just having fun and was piecing it together. And then, you just kind of like from there, just build a song. And then somehow that lyrical masterpiece ended up making the cut. It was just too much fun. It was just too much fun to not make the cut. But sometimes, most times, it's the music that evokes the words for me.
Yeah, I feel like, it's hard to know what comes first in a lot of cases. It like comes together. I know like Slow and Steady is a song that I wrote after like a biking trip. Like biked like 400 miles with some friends, and it was like every time we came to like a hill, you know, like my brain is just like slow and steady, slow and steady, slow and steady. And so then at the very end of the trip, we were like at an Airbnb, and I was sitting by this lake, and I had a journal, and I was like, wow, I'm going to write a poem called Slow and Steady about this bike trip. And so it's like literally like got hills to climb, you know, slow and steady or whatever. And I just wrote I wrote it as a poem, or the first verse, and then that literally like just picked that up and word for word plopped it in the song, which was like kind of awesome.
Nice.
But that doesn't normally happen that way for me either. I'm like, I don't know.
Then there are other circumstances. I don't know if you have this happen, but like I will have some kind of maybe chord progression that I'm just really feeling. But every time I sit down to try and write a song, it's just not quite materializing. And then like 3 years later, I'll try again. Like number one, a song by TopHouse was like that, where it just had that simple little like chord rotation that I just loved playing. It just felt so good. But I tried 2 or 3 times, and it was just kind of dumb. Whatever I was writing. And then one day it wasn't dumb. It just like worked. I don't know why.
I also like sometimes I'll write a song and I'll be like, this song's dumb. And then I go back to it like a year later and nothing's changed. And I'm like, actually, that's pretty good. And then like it just becomes a song. Like, okay. Like, it's funny.
That's how like Wine or the Weather kind of felt like that to me when I was writing that one. I was like, this is so cheesy, but I'm just going to lean into it, whatever. And then again, it was just too cute. This is too cute to leave out. And then some people, it's like one of their favorite songs, which confused me for the longest time. But then I listened to it. Sometimes I go through a TopHouse phase where I'll listen to TopHouse and I'll be like, wow, I think I like TopHouse. They're not bad.
Can either of you name a time that arrangement played a critical role in choosing words for a song?
Drive Back Home.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So that was a song that Andy sort of presented. I think he had like a chorus.
He wrote the whole wrote the whole riff, like the opening part, and then he had the chorus, Drive Back Home.
Yeah.
He had that like written.
That's all he had though, was Drive Back Home. And then we all, like the 4 of us, just sat in this room for like 2 hours, just kind of staring into the abyss, trying to figure out a chorus. But Andy was adamant, like it has to keep this syllabic pattern, basically. And trying to fit it into there was like impossible. It seemed like, I think
like the waiting for me, keepsake frozen
that
story,
exactly.
Like that part. It was like, we knew that it had to sound just like that, but we couldn't figure out the words.
Well, and Andy had the end of the chorus too.
Yeah.
It was supposed to go da 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 da. So I'll drive home, and that was the pattern that he had established. And so the arrangement were these strict bounds, and it was really tough. I think it was 2 different times. I think there was one time we were sitting there, we didn't get too far. I think actually you had ended up writing pretty much like the verses for the most part.
Yeah.
At the first session. And then the second session we got together, we're like, we still don't have words for this one spot.
Yeah.
And we just sat around again for like another hour and a half. I don't know how long. And then eventually we got,
I think you wrote that part, because it was like
Waiting for Me, Keepsake Frozen Story, which
we all like sat down and we're like, this sounds kind of weird. Like when you like look at it, but then the more we like thought about it, we're like, this is poetic. It's like kind of cool. And then now it just feels so like good. Like, I don't know.
Well, like the more I think about it, it's one of those instances where the words, if you just read them the way you're supposed to read things in English, it doesn't really make sense. But the feeling of all the words does, especially to us, because it's Waiting for Me, Keepsake Frozen Story is about Montana for us.
Yeah.
You know, like Waiting for Me in the sense that like family and friends are always there, and they kind of, things don't really change. Keepsake Frozen Story, like it's stuck in time, but also frozen because it's Montana and it's cold, you know? So it had like layers of meaning, even though it kind of seems like random gibberish. I'm curious what the fans of that song, like if they've ever noticed that part and thought twice about it, or if it just kind of rolled off the tongue and went well. But
that's interesting though, because I feel like in a way the lyrics became almost like secondary to the feeling that the lyrics could evoke.
A bit. I mean, maybe not secondary. We just had to find something that the feeling was entangled with, in this case, the structure of syllables, the vision that Andy had for it. And sometimes one syllable of difference makes kind of a world of difference. Ask who's Max Martin. But yeah, so we just had that structure we had to fit it into. Is that really the only time that we've had that be the case? Can you think of any other times when we've been like all in a room just beating our heads against the wall and have actually ended up releasing that song?
I'm not sure. I mean, that song's probably one of the most collaborative songs between all four of us that we've done, in the sense of like we truly all were like sitting together, writing it all together. I feel like we've had some more that are like that. Like I know like Everything You Wanted was like kind of more, I guess like me and Andy kind of started that one, but then I feel like we were all in the room to kind of finish it out.
That one you wrote in like 10 minutes, like the verses and stuff, because we just needed some kind of filler lyrics to write verses. Yeah. And you just like wrote them, and then that became the lyrics. Sometimes that happens.
Sometimes it just happens. Like, I feel like almost every time, it's really funny because somehow like that it unlocks something in me. Anytime we're all sitting around and we're like, we have to write these lyrics right now. Somehow I feel like I always just like, it, like in 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, here's a song. And I don't know why it doesn't help. It doesn't work that way anytime I'm trying to write a song by myself, which is sad.
It's got to have something to do with the pressure. You're just like, we just need some filler words. This doesn't mean anything. There's no pressure. Right. And then we're like, oh, we like that.
I remember actually one of the most helpful things in songwriting for me was this lesson I learned in like an intro to writing class in college, where it was just like my teacher just called it free writing, so she'd be like, all right, you have 10 minutes. Like, I don't want to see your paper, like your pencil lift off the page. Like just write. Like it doesn't have to be good. You don't even have to turn it in. Just write whatever pops into your head. And that's how you're going to start writing stuff. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. And so I'll like do that for songwriting now, where it's like, I'll just write nonsense gibberish words sometimes. But it like unlocks something and gets things flowing. And then all of a sudden I can piece things together and it like works. But
one of the more helpful things for me was listening to a podcast where that specific episode featured two of the guys from Imagine Dragons. And I think it was the singer talking about one of their songs. I don't remember which one, but he basically said, like, I have to remember not to hide behind metaphor. And that really stood out to me because I'm constantly trying to do that. I think because writing songs is this very sort of vulnerable position to be in. I think that's a big part of the reason why we're not big fans of like getting together with like 6 people and making a song or something. But I'm like constantly trying to hide things in metaphor for the, the vulnerability side, but also just kind of for the poetic side of the song.
Like, feels more artsy, to like wrap it up in a metaphor.
Imagery is nice. But then sometimes what I literally need to do is just say the exact thing that I'm thinking and repeat it 4 times. And that's how you get songs like I Don't Want to Move On. Because I think, I'm trying to remember, I probably started to write some kind of flowery chorus with a lot of imagery or something that was just not going anywhere. Wasn't communicating anything. Wasn't expressing the perspective. And then I just like, what am I trying to say?
Yeah.
I don't want to move on. And I was like, well,
it's like, say it, if I said it like it again? Is.
Yeah. Sometimes that's what you need to do.
I always love like writing a song where it's like, I feel like I have a few examples. Like I always think of Better's the End and The Mountain Song are both 2 examples of this, where it's like, I have a notebook and like, I literally have 4 pages just full of words. They're just like placed like random. They're just like a hodgepodge. It looks like a terrible puzzle piece. And I'm just like trying to come up with like examples. Cause like Better is the End. I remember I was like, oh, I love this concept that like the end of a matter is better than its beginning. Like, how do I write a song about that? So I just like came up with like as many things as possible. And I remember we all sat down in a room and like came up with a bunch, or I'd go bike riding with my wife and like I'd just ask her like, what are things that are better at the end? And we just like talk about them, and I'd like write them all down. And so I have like this page just like full of like examples of things that are like better at the end than the beginning. And then I just like try out like every single one. And I remember like, I think we had like an email thread for a little while because we were like trying to write it. And so I have like lines that you would send me and I'd be like, oh, I like that one or whatever. And
about that.
like, or like the mountain song, I have this whole like grid of like, so I love the whole concept of like, you know, almost making like a marriage vow where it's like every, like, you know, through thick and through thin, you know, but it was like every, you know, every obstacle we face, like using the analogy of like being in the mountains for it. And I have this like huge grid and there's probably like 60 words just like by themselves, just placed in the grid of like nouns that are things in nature. I have like rock, tree, oak, like pebble, stone, like just like things you see. And then I just like stared at that grid forever and just found ones that like rhymed and kind of fit together. I was like, heck yeah. It was like, so
in every river, every sore and every splinter.
Yeah. It was just kind of like fun to like I love like that aspect of writing where it's sort of like a grind to get it. Like I love it when it just comes really naturally and you can write a great song in 10 minutes, but it's also really satisfying when it's like a grind that takes you like weeks or something of like thinking about it to try to figure out. And then it comes together and you're like, yes, like, which I think that's really fun. Like
it's very much a puzzle. It feels like you're just like, you've solved the puzzle.
Right. Like I literally think of it as like I'm like, oh, I know it's there. And it's like the sculptor trying to get to the sculpture inside the stone. It's like, I know that the concept is there. I know the lyrics are there. I just have to like figure it out or like unlock them somehow. And it's really fun when you kind of get to that point where like it's unlocked.
One thing that's also really fun to do in songs is to like put hidden messages in them or like, you know, like build stuff that like people aren't going to find for years. For instance, if you play the Campfire Stories EP backwards while watching the movie The Last Jedi actually becomes a better movie.
Yeah. Well, man, I wish we hadn't just said that because now people are going to figure it out.
That's true. Yeah, now they're all going to know.
Oh, man. We should have done what Pink Floyd did and just never talked
just
about
never
it.
talked about it.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, anyways, last question. This has been a fun one. It's fun. It's fun talking about ourselves. No. Also on this whole note, like it's fun to like kind of dive into songs and stuff. And we like, so if you're listening and you're like, oh, I really want to know more about like this particular song, I guess just throw that out there. And, you know, we can always have future episodes where we talk about our individual songs a little bit more, or maybe it'll be a Q&A thing on volume.com or something. But
maybe it could be like a fun little segment where we just like, it'd have a catchy name, like surgically get behind the song, inside the song,
behind the song.
And we just go
within the song.
We just talk about everything we can remember, can maybe even play like, if still have some phone demos, some ugly phone demos. That could be fun.
I feel like that, it'd be fun to dive into more of them. So if there's like a song that you're like, I really want to know how
this song was
what was behind the one line about, you know, taking your clothes off in front of strangers at the airport.
Yeah.
And if Jesse really experienced that.
Like, does Jesse do that regularly?
Yeah.
No, that's a subtle reference to the Bay of Pigs invasion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although our more astute listeners may have got that.
Probably. I hope so. I feel like it's not that subtle. So, okay. On that note, you might know our music as TopHouse, but maybe you have not heard, or maybe you have heard of some of our other bands.
Oh, no.
So let's just spend a minute or two, maybe not too long, talking about these fake bands. So I think that, William, this will be a question for you. So we have, so for those of you that don't know, we are, you know, TopHouse is one of our bands, but the thing we're really passionate about is other genres of music. And we have other bands that we're really trying to get off the ground. And so William, why don't you give a short, concise-ish history of our fake
Is
bands?
that even possible? I will genuinely
We could have
try.
a full episode on fake bands at some point. I don't know.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
just
try.
enumerate them and describe their subject matter.
Yeah,
Might
no,
be
we've
easiest.
so the quick version, and everyone, you might have to just discover this yourself, but there's a battle between this character called Ida Gold and various other bands, and there's these bands include the Cornfield Boys, our country music group, Little Rhythmic, our rap group.
Just dropped an album, right?
Yeah, just dropped an album.
Freaking
50 Shorties on the Bus. It's a great album.
We've got Sasquatch Crossing, our punk group.
It's my favorite, probably.
We also have a few hidden groups that like there's I don't know if anyone's met our merch guy Austin. There's one that he's involved in called Jimmy and the Reef Sharks, and there's also a forbidden band that I'm not going to tell you how to find that has songs too.
But that's what they're called, the Forbidden Band.
Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah, no.
Oh, you just told them how to find it. That's the whole point.
But these are actually all on Spotify, and I might even not go even more into all this. Other than that, there are more, and there's a lot of unreleased music, just decades of it. And that kind of what's on Spotify is the tip of the iceberg. Every once in a while, when I get a bit of time, which isn't often these days, I'll kind of crudely mix and master one of these songs and throw it on the internet. And so
You've made like $37 in royalties from all these bands.
Oh, we're
haven't
close
you?
to $50.
Oh,
wow.
Really?
Yeah, we almost
First paycheck ever for
almost.
these bands.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, you could help
Advertise.
help William get his first. What do we call these groups?
I don't know, man.
Subgroups. We'll call it
What are
first subgroup royalties check for $50.
what are some standout songs? Do you think from these in the songwriting realm? You know, like these songs are truly like masterpieces.
You know,
Yeah.
What are some standouts?
I'm gonna just I'm gonna choose since the Forbidden Band is allowed. I'm gonna throw Gator Plague out there.
Gator
as my
Plague is
favorite.
good. That one actually
Plague is
features.
so
If any of
great.
you have seen us on tour with Eli,
Yeah,
Eli
he's featured in that
may or
song.
may not be in that song
May or may
quite
not be,
prominently.
is what I meant to say. Yeah.
And there's a violin solo, some MIDI banjos, like everything you'd ever want.
Why'd you do MIDI
Everything.
banjos? Why didn't you invite me to come play banjo for that song?
No, he didn't
think
want
you
that.
were
He
gone.
just said it has everything he ever
Oh.
wanted.
I see. Okay.
No, I'm gonna just throw that one out. I want
That's a
you
good
guys
one.
to say your favorite.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I love the classic Lil Rhythmic. You know, who's the best rapper in the game? Lil Rhythmic, Lil Rhythmic, Lil Rhythmic A. It's just like the lines are just like it just evokes so much. You know, you talk about repetition in a song and lyricism. I think it's great to get like Lil Rhythmic on the bus. You know, and just I love that song. I also love I'm prone to the Sasquatch Crossing album, Skids. It's a great album. What's the
We
song?
struggled to find our favorite songwriters, but here we are, just
Here we are.
dropping tracks.
Here's our
from
greatest songwriting
these horrible
tips.
bands.
Write an album called Skids. What's the name of the song?
Dumpster Fire.
Well, Dumpster Fire is great, but no, I'm thinking of it was the summer of 1992.
Oh, I
No,
think
It's gonna be all
It's Gonna
right.
Be All Right.
I like that song a
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
I think that's a fun one, and
I was in a band.
yeah,
Yeah, what a song.
yeah. And that one's relatable too.
Sort of, yeah. I gotta say, I got one as like a classic. I feel like it was the one that started it all, at least from my perspective. And that's what's it called? It's like In a Cornfield on a Friday night.
Oh.
Yeah, Friday night. Is that one on
Is it-
Spotify?
It's
That
not.
one's not out.
Oh.
It's a
That's-
Cornfield Boys song.
The next release, you know, there is no sort of schedule for this. Will include that song.
Okay, well then,
Excited.
I think my personal favorite of all of them is another unreleased song by Gnomes of Valor called Happy Little Town.
Oh,
Yeah.
Happy
Oh
Little
my
Town's
gosh.
good. Gnomes of
Happy
Valor
Little
is
Town.
Eli's kind of like, you could call it a rival studio, or you could call it a complicit studio, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But
We're going to war.
Yeah,
with
maybe-
Gnomes of Valor.
maybe I should mention one that's out. That's Pearl. Is Pearl Harbor out?
No, that
Dang
was
it.
awesome.
Crap.
I Saw Good Dog is out.
Yep. Still thinking.
I don't know if anyone was at our show in New York City just last week, which by the time this episode comes out, it'll be not last week. I think what day would that have been? It would have been Saturday,
July
13th or 14th,
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah.
If you were at that show and you were wondering what the music playing over the speakers was before the show began
And after.
and after the show, it
Yeah.
was this.
I had to ask William to remove all the songs with screaming
Yeah.
because I didn't want to alarm anybody.
Oh, Pigeons. That's a great
Oh,
song.
Pigeons. That one does include screaming. I had to
Yeah.
close that from the playlist.
Okay. All right. Let's move on from
Okay.
this. We'll probably wrap this up. It's been fun.
Yeah.
This is the folklore segment where
Oh.
your favorite or maybe second favorite or maybe by now least favorite folk band
That could be us.
talks about some of our favorite lore. Except today we're not
Nice.
really talking about lore. We're going to put what we've been talking into practice. We've been going to put we're going to put
Theory
the
to
theory into
practice.
practice.
Theory and practice.
Yeah.
2
Okay.
EPs by TopHouse.
We're going to write a song in less than 10 minutes, or
Oh,
at least
boy.
part of one. Our topic today is Joe meets a man in a wolf suit in Antarctica who raises him, and then eventually Joe becomes the man in the wolf suit.
This sounds really familiar.
It does sound
So wait,
familiar.
are we writing musically too? Okay, I'm gonna grab.
Are we okay? We have 10 minutes. I'm gonna mark my. I'm gonna start the clock. Clock. Wow, this is amazing. You all get to watch the magic happen. All right, 3, 2, 1.
William's getting a
begin.
violin. Okay, so it's
Okay.
about Joe in a wolf suit.
So Joe meets a man in a wolf suit in Antarctica who raises him, and then eventually Joe becomes the man in the wolf suit. What does this evoke for? Is this like punk rock? Like kind of like a I met a guy in a wolf suit.
Feels more like Bon
Or is it
Iver, like cold and
like
wintry.
cold, wintry, slow.
Like
meditative.
I am the wolf.
Yeah, it's like minor key kind of stuff, probably.
Yeah, that could be. Let me think. This guitar might be wildly out of tune.
I feel like I should get a guitar. Oh yeah, that's good.
You hear what I said?
He wasn't me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's how it's supposed to start,
And then
right?
it turns into me.
Then it was me. But just imagine my voice like tripled and quadrupled. I don't do a very good Bon Iver impression.
Yeah.
Well, we could all
Iver.
try to sing with you.
It's pretty bad.
You,
Okay.
you go. You try your
Okay,
Bon
okay.
Iver impression.
Let's see. I feel like this could be like a talking song, like
Oh,
Antarctica,
oh yeah.
2012.
Just imagine you're Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Dropped off, nowhere to go. So I went into Antarctica. And then we get like a, I don't even know what happens. Maybe a shaker.
Well, you have to play it in time, Joe. That helps us write the song. Okay, maybe we just need to go straight to a chorus.
Maybe we need a
So it's
chorus.
word-
Let's start with the
chorus.
chorus.
Okay.
That's a good idea. All right.
Is he afraid he's going to become the man in the wolf suit, or is he looking forward to being like his father? Who
I think
owns
this is-
animals?
This is like looking
This is
forward to
him
something.
recognizing that he is the man in the wolf suit.
Oh, so he's like
He
schizo.
in
been
the
the man in the
verses, he
wolf suit
doesn't
all
know.
along. Should we wrap this in metaphor?
Oh, I thought you meant like rap it, like.
No, like
Oh
wrap,
yeah,
like,
wrap it in metaphor.
Cage this in like
What's another way to
metaphorical
say?
terms. What's another way to say
Am I the man in the wolf suit?
like a butterfly looking for its wings?
Do I have them already?
Ooh, like a butterfly in a cocoon. I am the one to howl at the moon.
Wow. That's pretty good.
I like that actually. Except can we remove words like
a
I am a butterfly?
in cocoon. I am the one to howl at the moon.
Yeah.
Like a duck in a turkey. Am I the turkey?
Although
If the turkey is a wolf. Like, and then kind of like goes.
We're not trying to say
evolves
wolf.
that
We're
way.
just
You're
trying
right,
to
I'm sorry.
evoke like,
Wow.
what am I?
the only thing is we're saying like a lot, and kind of like you said about Imagine
Oh, it's
Dragons,
simile.
Are we hiding behind our
Yeah.
metaphors? Here?
So then
Maybe
we
we
just
are.
say, I am the
Oops,
duck.
I accidentally stopped the timer.
I am
think
the
we still had
turkey.
6
I guess that
minutes to go.
buys us.
Hold on.
That buys us time. Just for,
Let's start it right there. Whoops. Oh no, I accidentally put it at 4 minutes. Wait a minute. We had 5 minutes left. There we go.
maybe we need a more upbeat. We're not, you know.
Yeah.
Wolves are pretty metal.
Yeah. Okay. I like the cocoon idea.
Yeah. Did you write it down?
No. Let me write this
Feels
down.
more rockin'. But it's got to be a chorus, so we need it to be like.
We get a 4 to the floor.
Oh.
Like the man in the cocoon, I will howl at the moon. That's like
Yeah.
man.
Okay.
Except it's not a man. I'm sorry, butterfly. Like the butterfly in the cocoon.
In a
I kind
cocoon.
of like man in the cocoon.
Like the man in the cocoon.
Like the butterfly in the cocoon, I will howl at the moon. Like the flower in the garden, I will howl at the moon.
Yeah.
What if I Will Howl at the Moon is like an anthem that everyone shouts together?
Oh yeah, so let's try it out.
Okay. Okay. Like the man in the cocoon, I will howl at the moon. Yeah. Like the
Flower in the
fly on
garden.
the wall.
Oh, flower in the garden.
Hold on, what rhymes with garden? Spartan.
Spartan.
Like the flower in the garden.
I will
This
howl at
is
the moon.
Sparta. This is Spartan. I am a Spartan.
I am a Spartan.
I'm a Spartan warrior. And then it comes in with like. People are going to lose all
Warrior.
respect for our songs.
I've already
after
lost all
this.
respect for us.
Okay. Like the man in the cocoon. I will howl at the moon. Like the flower in the garden. Where did that come from?
I will howl at the moon.
Okay, there we go. When it's cold on the ground,
Yep. I will howl at the moon. Snow all around. Snow all around.
yeah. I will howl at the moon. What should we
And
call this
I'll
song?
howl like the wolf. Okay, maybe the chorus is just.
Wait, was that not the chorus? Oh, that's
It didn't
like,
feel
no,
like
no,
it.
You're right. You're right.
It didn't
okay.
feel like it. So, because
Yeah.
remember, we're teaching people how to write songs,
Oh.
and we're following the feeling.
Moon.
I know it's kind
I
of lazy.
will howl at the
But
moon.
could the chorus just be howling?
It's kind of late.
That feels like a background vocal thing.
That's like
you
the
know?
bridge. Bridge could be howling. There we
Yeah.
go. We don't have to write a bridge.
Yeah,
That's
there we
great. That's songwriting 101, folks. Figure out how to not have to write a bridge.
Oh wait, or no, it could be like, "Are you the man in the wolf suit?
Oh my gosh. That's good.
Are you the man in the wolf suit?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's actually really
maybe that's
solid.
all we do. Maybe we just ask that question. Or no, wait.
Are
and
you-
who
is
the man in the wolf
suit? And then it goes back
suit?
into and then it gets introspective.
Yeah, back in the verses, like we're.
Like the man in the suit, so am I.
But let's worry about the chorus right now. So
Okay. I like that.
and who the man in the suit? And who's the man in the suit?
Like the man on the farm,
I will howl at the moon. Like the sky full of stars. To a sky full of stars.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. To a sky full of stars. I will howl at the moon. Cool. How are we doing?
That's time.
oh,
Actually,
Hey.
perfect timing.
wow.
So
Hey, that's the whole
Wow,
song,
that was
right?
a-
Verse 1, verse 2, chorus, and bridge.
that was great. So and that's how we write songs here at
That,
Top House.
that
the
could
Band.
probably be a Sasquatch
Glad you guys
Crossing
found
song.
that.
That should
Honestly,
probably
that
be a
should probably be a
Sasquatch Crossing ballad.
song.
I think
I
that'd be
feel like
cool.
this is a real song.
I feel like every rock band has like that one acoustic kind of
Yeah.
grungy.
Maybe we should actually record this like tonight or something and then put it out in the show notes. I guess thanks for sticking with us. This was an interesting ending.
You made it this far, man. You should probably get a hobby.
That was pretty unhinged, my gosh. We have been Top House the Band LLC, and this has been our podcast. And if you liked it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. William, tell the people what percentage of our listeners are subscribed and why it helps us for them to subscribe to us.
Every day, a Top House tries to find a home, but only 5% can find a home. That's because only 5% of people are subscribed. If you subscribe, a Top House member will move in with you too.
All right, goodbye, everyone. We're gonna leave. We're gonna pretend that he didn't say that.